My name is too low, too high. My name is... Why is my hair messed up? My name is Brandon Walker. And why is my hair wet? Did I wet my hair? Oh, my hair. Do this camera real quick. This camera. Closer, dipshit. Okay. Not that. That's my beard. No, up. Okay. No, I see. Okay. All right. I didn't fix anything. All right, that's good. 888-STOOL-22. 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 That's the number to call. It's 888-786-6522 is your number. Hello, Josh. Andrew Musco. Thought Jesus. Max Hacker. Paul Nugent. Angelo Bosaki. Woods 2323 10X. James Valentine. Samuel Thornton. Booner. Bill Sogard. Byron 7583. Tommy Boy. Robert Walsh. Christian Ramirez. Sean G. Scott Lambert, Uncle Kentucky, Andrew Scroggs, Michael Martin, Travis Park, Casey McElroy, Matt Dixon, Tyrone Gump, Wes Livingston. Hello to everybody. Eric Restick, Baby Luigi, Michael Martin, Michael Chesnover, Blackbird Express, Jose Corral, Shoo, Katie Pondicio, JH, Garrett S., Joe Roberts has never touched a titty. Davis Painter. 10X, baby. 10X. Hair actually looks good all of a sudden. What happened? Good to see everybody. My name is Brandon Walker. I do want to talk to you. I need to talk to TJ very quickly. Did you see what was in that bag?
Dude, we can't talk about that.
Did you see what was in that bag?
Yes.
What do you think?
We can't talk about it.
Are we ever going to be allowed to talk about it, or did Dave just say just today, or what?
I mean, it's not my call. It's up to, people who the bag pertain to.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Smitty version 2.0. Brandon, better show Seinfeld or Friends, and why? When they first ran, I thought Friends was, but now watching them back, Seinfeld's infinitely more rewatchable, so I would say Seinfeld's a better show than Friends. Although Friends gets a lot of hate these days. It's better than people say it is, but I would say Seinfeld's a better show than Friends. 90s sitcom rankings, who knows? Depends on how you say the 90s. Cheers went off in 93. Frasier is an underrated sitcom in the 90s. Home Improvement, I think it's underrated these days. Full House gets overrated. Seinfeld gets a little overrated. I don't think it's a classic TV show. It's a top 10 sitcom of all time. I don't think it's top 3. 888-STOOL-22. 888-STOOL-22. Mike Doty says, Brandon, what college would you pick to coach if you could only eat food from that city? Tulane. Here are my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Here are my 10 best plays in college football this week. Of course, we have number 1, Tennessee against number 3, Georgia. I do not have that game on the list. I have a lean, but it's going to be a game day decision for me on that one. My lean is Georgia wins by 2 touchdowns, but I don't know if I trust that pick yet. I don't know if I want to lock in that pick. I might wake up Saturday and think Tennessee's about to win the football game. So my lean right now is Georgia's going to have something for Tennessee's offense that nobody else has had for it. They're going to put Hendon Hooker on the ground. I reserve the right to change that. I have not made an official pick yet. Ahem. 888-STOOL-22. My favorite picks this week, very quickly. Oh, Sean G says 3 clown emojis, Vols by 21. This is a guy that can't spell Georgia or the Brandon Walker show and sucks his mama's clit. Anyway, here we go. It is my 10 favorite picks. Missouri, money line over Kentucky. Missouri, money line over Kentucky. Kentucky's not very good. They should have never been top 10 in the country, and Will Levis flat out stinks. And the fact that I had to argue with Kentucky fans all year, even when they beat Mississippi State, he wasn't good in that game either. He stinks. He's not a good quarterback. He shouldn't be a top 5 round NFL guy, not much less top 5 overall. He stinks. He's not good. Missouri money line over Kentucky. Maryland +5 against Wisconsin. Great spot for Maryland. They can score. Wisconsin still in that interim coach phase. What are they? Who knows? Maryland +5. Close game there. I don't know if they win it, but I think it stays close. Georgia Tech +3.5 at Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech has played better under their interim coach, and Virginia Tech is lost. Georgia Tech +3.5 at Virginia Tech. Illinois, Missouri. Nope. Illinois, Michigan State. Illinois, Michigan State. Illinois gave up 23 points in a Week 2 loss to Indiana. Embarrassing loss, but it's their only one of the season. In their other games, if you look at it, they've given up like 6, 9, 3, 0, 9, 6. They have given up very little in the way of points this year. They're the number 1 scoring defense in the country, number 1 total defense in the country. Illinois, Michigan State under 40. Under 40. UAB -1 against UTSA. My favorite pick on the board this week is not a Power 5 pick. My favorite pick on the board this week, Heath Holloway says, do you think wrestling will ever come back? Yes, it will. It's coming back in January. After football season, it's coming back. So there you go. My favorite pick on the board is not a Power 5 pick. It is Memphis at home, +3.5 money line to beat UCF. UCF ranked. UCF with a big win at home last week. UCF needed every minute of the clock to do it. Memphis is at home. There's a little heat to this rivalry. Memphis money line +3 and +3.5 against UCF. Pitt -4 against Syracuse. Syracuse is fake, phony garbage. Texas -2.5 at Kansas State. Alabama -13.5 at LSU. My final pick. This one's going off a little bit on the deep end, and I don't trust it, but I'm holding my nuts. Miami +7.5 and Miami money line over the Florida State University Seminoles. Those are my picks. Mike Doty says Memphis 2-14 all time against UCF. Good thing they're not playing this game in the last 16 years then, because they probably would have lost. Those are my picks. My foot itches too bad. To take my shoe off and itch my foot. I have 2 separate itchies on my foot. So I'm going to Q's isn't garbage. They're meh. No, they're garbage. They faked their way through the season for a little while, but they're garbage. Danny Cocozello, Miami's hot garbage. Have been. You know who kind of sneaky has been recently too? Florida State. And nobody's talking about it. If they lose to Miami, the Fire Norvell train gets right back on the tracks. Oh, God. Do we have a pen or something? I need something. Casey Miller says Brandon Walker hates Q's. You weak-minded bitch. I don't hate Q's. I tell the truth about teams. If you can't handle truth, don't be here. If you can't handle truth, don't watch Brandon Walker. Pick a winner in the NASCAR race this weekend. Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, or Chase Elliott. Is Christopher Bell a real driver? Did he make that up?
He won last week.
Christopher Bell? Who the fuck is that?
Did you see the clip of the guy flying on the wall?
Yeah, on Martinsville, yeah.
Christopher Bell won the race.
I've driven on that track.
Okay.
Drove a 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe on it.
Fast.
Didn't get to go very fast. Oh, these socks right here? Let's zoom in on these. It's my Flavortown socks. It's Guy Fieri right there. It's good socks, huh? Well, Flavortown socks. It's Guy Fieri. Right there. Guy Fieri. Okay. 888-STOOL-22. The phone lines have been opened. Here we go. Also, yesterday we kind of had a bunch of boring calls. Earlier in the week, we had some Tennessee calls telling me I was a hillbilly and telling me my mama was a whore and that my dad shot my mama or something. I don't know. I'd like to get back to that. I'd like to get back to the crazy calls if we can. Let it go today. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. How come I can't remember the next words? Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway. We start in the state of Arkansas, which is where the FBI should probably start. Hello, Reed in Arkansas. Go ahead.
Right. Brandon, big fan, big Yak fan, big football show fan. I hope your day is going well.
Thank you.
I have some questions. I don't think that my head's in the cloud when it comes to Arkansas football, but this is the best offense that we've seen since about 2014, 2015, I think since the Bielema years, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Do you see any chance of Kendall Briles taking either a head coaching job somewhere outside the SEC or leaving? I think Barry Odom has had a Swiss cheese defense all year, so I think he's staying at least for another year, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on Kendall.
You know, I go back and forth with Arkansas fans a lot, but there's one thing I won't waver on. Arkansas fans, earlier in the season, and I know Kendall Briles, the offense has been a lot better lately. Earlier in the season, especially after the A&M game, they wanted to question Kendall Briles and say this, say that, and say the other, and now they're questioning Barry Odom. Listen, Sam Pittman, the one thing he got right 3 years ago was he hired the right offensive and defensive coordinators for his tenure at Arkansas. And I know their defense has been bad this year. Barry Odom's a great coach, needs a chance to fix it. Don't worry about Barry Odom. And Kendall Briles is a fantastic offensive coordinator. But I don't know that there are other universities beating the door down to go hire him as a head coach. And if they're not hiring him as head coach, I don't know that he's leaving to go take another offensive coordinator job. So I think Arkansas's got a terrific pair of coordinators and will probably have them another year.
I appreciate that, Brandon. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope your kids sleep well at night. You're a good guy.
Was that weird?
You just asked for people to call in and say that your
No.
dad killed your mom or
No.
something.
Was that weird?
I don't think so.
He seemed normal and nice, right?
That's a nice thing to say.
That might have been weird. I got to check the chat. Was that weird? That was weird. That was weird. What the fuck was that about? What the fuck? Yeah, that was odd thing. That was an odd thing to say. That was weird. What do you mean staged? That got weird. Yeah, no, that really did. I think he was okay. That was weird. All right. We move on. David in Tennessee, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, what's going on, brother?
Not much. How you doing?
I got a quick wrestling question for you, real quick. Favorite or biggest pop that you've ever seen, either on TV or in person? And then, second thing, if Tennessee wins this weekend, will you have Big T become your co-host, because this will become the Tennessee show if we win this weekend?
The thing about Big T or any Tennessee fan becoming my co-host is, as funny as that idea is, the show would immediately suck and nobody would watch it because fuck Tennessee in all forms or fashions. Secondly, the biggest pop ever was Austin coming out to help Mankind on the January 4th episode of Monday Night Raw in 1999. I would the second would probably be when Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out to help The Rock at Backlash 2000. But the biggest pop ever, most sustained pop is Stone Cold coming to help Mick Foley win the title in January of 1999. Thank you very much for the call. Also, fuck Tennessee. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Thing about having kids is you watch kids' movies. Frozen was good. It's no Moana, but it was good. Moana's the best kids' movie of the last 20 years. Whew, Moana's good. I don't have athlete's foot, and I don't need tough actin' Tinactin. I had an itch in my foot. Itchy feet happen. What's in the bag? We don't talk about the bag. TJ, what's in the bag?
I don't like that you're trying to get me in trouble.
We don't talk about. Just say we don't talk about the bag.
We don't talk about the bag.
We don't talk about the bag. Ryan and Charlotte, go.
What's up, Brandon?
How you doing?
I got a question for you. The Heisman is it more of like a popularity thing? Like, can you not win it at a smaller school or like a not
Correct.
thought about football hour?
Correct.
Because Drake May is leading the country in total offense, passing yards, also leading his team in rushing yards, which is crazy because they have 0 run threat.
It is the best player on the best team award. It's not the best player in America award. It hasn't been the best player in America award in a long time. It is the best player on the best team award. That means somebody on Michigan, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, Alabama is going to win the award pretty much every year, unless an LSU comes out of nowhere and Tennessee comes out of nowhere and wins the award. But North Carolina, and this sucks because my team's one of them too, North Carolina will never have a Heisman winner again. It just won't. The last time we saw somebody on a team that isn't one of those, Louisville, Lamar Jackson in 2016. And you're right, Drake May, by all objective measures, should be leading the Heisman race. He should be right up there with everybody. And people say, oh, yeah, well, C.J. Stroud, and they're undefeated. North Carolina's lost once. They've lost one game. They might go 11-1. Drake May's been incredible. He deserves to be up there, but he won't because he plays at North Carolina. Let the storm rage on. Andy in Wisconsin, go.
Hey, Brandon, first-time caller. I had a trivia question and then just a fun college football question. My trivia question, can you name the last 5 non-quarterback or running back Heisman winners?
Okay, stop. Ask again.
Can you name the last 5 non-quarterback or running back Heisman winners?
Before I dive into this, that must go back a long time.
Not as long as you'd think.
So, Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Charles Woodson.
Yep.
Tim Brown.
Yep.
Did I skip one in there?
Yeah, you skipped.
No, tell me who I skipped. But just tell me that I skipped one. Okay. All right. Hold on. I got to go back all the way back. I got to go all the way back to the present day to Devontae Smith. Yada, yada, yada. Derrick Henry, quarterback. 2010. 2009 was Mark Ingram. 2008 was Sam Bradford, Tebow, Troy Smith, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Jason White, Carson Palmer, Eric Crouch, Chris Weinke, Ron Dane, Ricky Williams, Charles Woodson, already said. 96 was Danny Werfel. 95, Eddie George, Rashawn Salam, Charlie Ward, Gino Torretta, Ty Detmer. Wait, hold on. Desmond Howard.
There you go.
All right. 90. Ty Detmer, Andre Ware.
You get the last one, I'm going to be shocked.
I don't know how far it's going to go all the way to like. All right, hold on. Shut up for a second, okay? Just shut up for a second, okay? Hold on. I'm at 87. I got Tim Brown, so I got Vinny Testaverde, Bo Jackson. All right, 84 is Doug Flutie, Mike Rozier in 83, Herschel Walker in 82, Marcus Allen in 81, Charles Rogers in 80, 79. No, I'll skip one. George Rogers in 80, 79. Somebody. Billy Sims in 78, Charles White in 79, Billy Sims in 78, Earl Campbell in 77, Tony Dorsett in 76, 75, 74, Archie Griffin 73, running back from Penn State. I don't know the answer. Who is it?
You're on the year. It's 72.
I fucked up and looked at the chat. It's Johnny Rogers. I didn't want to look at the chat. If I hadn't looked at the chat and then you told me the year, I would have got it. But also, it's Johnny Rogers. But still, I just ran through almost every Heisman. Whatever.
Yeah, that was.
What else you got?
My other question was just for fun, but if you could bring back any two non-Heisman winners from the last 10 years and put them on your team tomorrow, who is it?
On my team, okay. Well, I mean, it's hard to not go with a quarterback because immediately Tua and Trevor Lawrence come to mind. Tua should have won a Heisman. Kyler Murray stole his Heisman in 2018. And then I would probably say Tua or Trevor Lawrence. And that's kind of a basic bitch answer. Kind of ignores some defensive players that could have won it and stuff like that. Who do you have? Okay, all right, fair enough. 888 Stool 22. Brad in Michigan, what?
Hey, do you want me to talk about Blake Corum or why Michigan's going to beat Ohio State?
Talk about Blake Corum. We'll talk about Michigan and Ohio State later.
All right. So here's why Blake Corum is better than you think. And I got a few questions for you. One, do you watch? This is a trick question. Do you watch complete Michigan games?
Mostly.
No, because you've been flying for most of the Michigan games. Whenever they're on at noon, you're typically on your flight back home.
Mm-hmm.
Two, do you wear glasses?
No.
Are you wearing them when you're watching Michigan games?
No.
Because I don't understand the Blake Corum hate.
There is no Blake Corum hate.
For the season, what's that?
There is no Blake Corum hate. He just shouldn't win the Heisman.
He shouldn't win the Heisman, but I believe he should be in New York for it because he is that good. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I don't think he's the. I don't think he's the best running back in the country. Therefore, I can't say he should be in the Heisman. The thing about Blake Corum is he's incredible, great numbers, best player on a national championship contending team. And then as soon as he goes to the bench, Donovan Edwards comes in and averages a half yard more per carry than he does. So what does that tell you? It's the offensive line, not the running backs.
Completely false, though.
What?
Did you see what Donovan Edwards did against Michigan State?
I saw what Donovan Edwards did against Penn State when he outgained Blake Corum with less carries. Listen, Blake Corum's a great player. Blake Corum is running behind an incredible offensive line. That's why the backup has more yards per carry than he does.
It's where he's dragging tacklers with him. He's running through the line, which people said he couldn't do.
Chase Brown is better. Izzy Abanikanda is better. Mo Ibrahim, when healthy, is better. Bijan Robinson is better.
Doesn't matter who the guy from Texas is. It's Blake Corum. You know it's Blake Corum.
Blake Corum.
Bullshit, man.
Chase Brown is a better running back in college than Blake Corum. Sorry.
No, stop it. You got to stop.
Chase Brown is all Illinois has. People know it's coming. They feed him 30 times a game, and he still runs for 170, 180, 190 yards.
Why's he got 5 touchdowns?
The touchdown stat doesn't look great, but they're winning games. They don't score a lot of points.
I could rush for 4 touchdowns. Jesus.
I've seen you, Brad. Neither me or you is rushing for any touchdowns.
I say I could play right tackle, left tackle. You could have played tight end. We could have made a hell of a line. You're a big boy. I didn't realize how big of a boy you are.
Changed your mind about some shit too, didn't you? Changed your mind about burning that shirt when old 6'5", 260 a man was staring at you.
Did you play tight end or no?
Played wide receiver.
Really?
I was 6'5", 180 until like I was 25 years old. I couldn't gain weight. I was the skinniest. I would look like this mic stand. I was terrible looking. Then
you hit 25, and look what life does to you.
I got married, and I didn't even stop at 200. I went from 180 to like 240.
And that's all right. Well, good talking to you, man.
All right, thanks. Zach Charbonnet is better than Corum. Yes, thank you very much. 888 still 22.
They're going to beat us bad this weekend, huh?
Yeah, real bad.
I don't know why it's a night game.
Real bad.
I'd rather it not be a night game.
Yeah, well, go to sleep early.
No, I have to go.
You don't have to go.
I do have to go. I have an appointment.
You don't have, it's not a law.
They asked me to come to do something. Stay tuned.
Why does one of these calls say LSU, Illinois?
I don't know. That's what he said.
LSU, Illinois? Did he mean MSU, Illinois? Because that's who they're playing. I bet he did. Is there a chance he said MSU?
Sure.
He's not the best producer in the business for a reason, folks. For no reason. Excuse me. Hello. All right. Oh, one more question from the chat. TJ, what's in the bag? We don't talk about what's in the bag. Scott in Nashville, go.
What's up, B-Walk? Hope everything's going good for you today. I just have something real quick. I got some Egg Bowl trivia for you just to shake things up. First, let me see if you're even aware of the question. Do you know what I'm talking about if I say the immaculate deflection in the Egg Bowl?
Never heard of it.
Okay, let me help. Maybe this will help. 1983 Egg Bowl. You know what I'm talking about now?
Never heard of it.
When the Mississippi State kicker kicks the ball, this kind of ruins the trivia, but he kicks the ball and the wind blows it back. It literally like goes past the goalpost and blows it back. Mississippi State loses the game. You're not aware of that?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, I think I catch on now. Well, I appreciate it, B-Walk. I'll call back later.
I watched that clip recently. The amount of Confederate flags in the Ole Miss stands after that is insane.
What do you want me to say?
Stunning.
This is a school that had a Klan rally on campus in 2015.
My jaw dropped the first time I saw
you
that
can walk through the road, there's Confederate flags today.
Yeah.
888 still 22. Zach in Texas, go.
Hey, Brandon. I was going to call you and tell you and let you know you're right about TCU. Don't let anybody tell you any different. TCU are frauds.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just a week early whenever you predicted the West Virginia game. I'm sorry to see how that ended, but it's going to happen this Saturday, big noon kickoff. Texas Tech's going to beat TCU. And I wouldn't be surprised if TCU ended up with at least 2 losses from either Tech, Baylor, and Texas.
Well, they're definitely losing twice. They're definitely losing Texas and Baylor on the road. No doubt about that. Could I see them losing to Texas Tech? Yeah, I could. Now, Texas Tech, boy, they didn't look good at home last week, so hopefully they have a bounce back for McGuire over there. So they look like trash last week. But, I believe in that coach. And I believe that, they can do some things. I'd love to see them beat TCU because the sooner we stop talking about TCU, the better as far as college football goes.
Well, Brandon, what I would say to you is you got to remember, too, the whole element where, one of TCU's coaches said, who would want to go out there to the desert. So there's some fuel to the fire there, too. And I think a lot of Tech people bought season tickets for TCU games this year because they started buying tickets and TCU found out that they were from Lubbock area code, so they weren't letting them buy it. So maybe more smoke there.
All right. Thank you very much. Always like to talk about smoke. Ryan in Chicago, TJ wrote LSU, Illinois. My theory is that you said MSU, Illinois.
No, I said LSU, Illinois, and my question to you is, can either one of those teams make it to playoffs if they run the table?
I mean, I supposedly could fuck Kate Upton if she walked into this building tonight, but it probably ain't going to happen. I mean, listen.
Theory.
Listen. If Illinois ran the table, if they ran the table, which means beating Michigan, going 11-1, and beating Ohio State in the conference championship game, if they did that, yes, they can be in the playoff. Yes, 100%. That's a stone cold fact. If LSU wins out, could they be in the playoff? Yeah, they probably would. Even with 2 losses, they would have wins over Alabama, wins over Georgia or Tennessee, and they would be the SEC champion. They probably would. LSU is going to get their dicks kicked in this weekend, and Illinois will probably go 10-2 with a close loss to Michigan.
I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just saying they're going to play the games, and you never know what's going to happen.
No. If it happens the way you laid out, they would both be in the playoff, yes.
All right.
All right. Fine. All right. Shit. Ain't that big of a deal. Uh, 888 Stool 22. Kate Upton might be my favorite of all time.
She had a run, man.
She's
No, she had an all-time run of 8 years, probably.
Oh yeah, she was.
She shaped a lot of young men's careers.
A lot of them. I love titties.
Justin Verlander pitching tonight.
Hmm?
Her man's.
Oh yeah, okay. Forget about what I said just now.
Why?
They're so great. You ever just think, you ever just go, man, titties. You ever do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too, brother. Hey, titties? Yeah. How about a thumbs up for titties in the chat? Give me a thumbs up for titties. 888 Stool 22. Line 7. Dan in Arizona, go.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'll be real with you, Brian. I love you, man. Honestly, I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I think you're one of the smartest, honestly, one of the smartest people in college football.
Thank you.
So.
But
I do agree. I agree with you on 95% of what you say most of the time. But there's something about this TCU thing that it bugs me because and I'm not even a TCU fan, but I'm looking at they own Baylor. They do. They've always beaten them. Even when Baylor was so good, TCU has always beaten them. And I'll understand the Texas. Texas makes sense to they're really talented. I love Quinn. I think Quinn's a great quarterback. I actually think they probably will lose that one, but I still could see them going a 1-loss into a Big 12 championship game, or even undefeated if they beat Texas. I'm not even really worried about Baylor. Baylor hasn't shown me that they can beat TCU, and they've lost. I don't believe in them. TCU has just owned them the whole.
Baylor's not a bad football team. Baylor had a 45-17 win on the road at Texas Tech last week. Baylor is going to be at home, and TCU plays with fire every single week. Every week they play with fire. Every week they either fall behind by 3 touchdowns or they give up 31 points to West Virginia. You can't keep doing that and keep surviving. Eventually you're going to get burned. And if you lose to Texas, which is the week before Baylor, what are you then really playing for? The momentum will be gone. You're on the road at Baylor. That's going to be one hell of a spot for TCU to bounce back if they lose to Texas. And I think they will at Texas. If they lose to Texas, how do you bounce back on the road at Baylor the next week? You got to look at these spots, man. And listen, TCU, if they go 10-2 in the first season of Sonny Dykes, how incredible is that? How awesome is that? If they go 11-1, how awesome is that? I just don't think they can go 12-0.
Well, I'll agree with you on especially Texas, because I love, and you were in the off season, you were Quinn, he's a guy who's gonna, and I know I'm kind of singing your praises right now, and people are gonna be oh whatever, but I really think Texas is good, and I think that's gonna be their only loss in the regular season. I just don't think here's my thing. in a lot of your podcasts, you say that you pitch these scenarios in the playoffs, but the playoffs are like, you're like, well, there might be a Pac-12 winner with one loss,
yeah,
a Pac-12 championship winner with one loss,
yeah,
and let's say TCU is a one-loss Big 12 championship, they will have a better resume than any Pac-12 one-loss championship team.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to respectfully disagree, and I'll tell you why. The Pac-12 elite teams have each other. Oregon, USC, and UCLA all have each other right now. They're all leaning on each other. They also have Utah out there who only has 2 losses. They can depend on each other to at least prop themselves up with really good wins. In the Big 12, TCU has been the class of the league so far. Kansas State, who might be their second best team, lost to Tulane. Like, we talk about the Big 12 as if it's this powerful conference because there's no real bad teams and all the teams are kind of the same and there are wars every week. But the reality is the Big 12 might just be a huge collection of just decent teams and nobody can separate. Nobody's elite. Like Oklahoma's not Oklahoma this year. Texas hasn't got back to the Texas level. TCU is going undefeated. But if you look out west, USC and UCLA could both play in the second to last week of the season with one loss, and that's going to be a gigantic win for one of those teams, and one of those teams will then bounce back and play Oregon in the title game, and that would be a huge win. Like, they're going to have opportunities for huge marquee wins that the Big 12 champ's not going to have a chance for.
And, but here's the thing. I think in a lot of the playoffs, they base it off resume, and TCU has 4 ranked wins in a row, and I think that's going to, because USC hasn't.
The problem with that, Dan, is they don't really. Like one of those ranked wins is Kansas. One of those ranked wins is Oklahoma. Like, those aren't going to hold up.
So you think USC, who, like, let's say I think Oregon. Actually, I think Oregon, if they go undefeated, could beat out TCU because they'll have a crazy resume. They'll have a crazy, they would beat UCLA. They'll beat Utah, who has given them trouble, and then they'll probably beat USC in the championship, and not just a great resume. You'll probably have a rematch of them in Georgia maybe. But I think that if you put in like USC, who hasn't beaten anyone ranked, they're going to be going against a UCLA team that, especially in the AP polls, playoff polls, they're going to be ranked ahead of them, like USC.
Well, that's fine.
And UCLA.
In the last 3 weeks of the season, if they beat UCLA and Oregon in a 3-week span, that's 2 gigantic wins that will be in the committee's mind fresh. And those wins won't have time to age poorly, like TCU's wins have had time. But it's a good discussion. I like that call. 888 Stool 22. Meanwhile, Clemson's over there on the East Coast playing nobody, beating nobody, and just cruising. Number 4 in the country. Why do I have so many West Virginia calls right now? Why do I have North Carolina, Virginia? I don't give a fuck about North Carolina, Virginia. Vet these other calls. Let's see if I got some Tennessee pieces of shit in there. Thomas in Chicago, go.
Hey, Brandon. Hope you're having a good day. I got office trivia for you and then 2 questions. So, office trivia. Put in order of the office members from the Stanford branch that left the Dunder Mifflin branch. Tony, the fat guy. Hannah, the mom.
In the Smoke Ridge Bar, yeah.
Martin. And then Martin, the black guy, and then Karen.
All right, easy. Tony left first. Martin was second. Hannah Smoke Ridge Bar left while Michael was in Jamaica with Jan, and then Karen left at the end of season 3.
TJ, you know what to do.
Ding. Hey, hit a ding. Thank you. That's a fun question. Hannah Smoke Ridge Bar, what a bitch.
Oh yeah, she was annoying. Didn't she bitch out to Angela? She bitched out to someone, I think.
She bitched out. No, she somebody was she was breastfeeding in the office and it was distracting. Whatever. She was just a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Okay. So with my first question is, do you think so with Lane going to Auburn, do you think this is him as a building block to then get a bigger job after Auburn, like potentially
No.
Alabama if Nick Saban retires, or Clemson if Dabo leaves Clemson to go to Alabama?
People say, people say, oh, Lane Kiffin's going to go to Alabama when Saban retires. But how about this? What if Lane Kiffin goes to Auburn and then Saban retires in 2 years. What if you spend 2 years building up Auburn, and all of a sudden the world opens up, and Saban's not there anymore? You don't need to go to Alabama. You've got your own Alabama. You're Auburn. You have the resources of an Alabama. So I think when he goes to Auburn, and he's going to Auburn in about a month for $77 million, when he goes to Auburn, he's going to wait Saban out, and then he's going to dominate that state, or that's at least his plan. I don't know if it's possible because Dabo's coming to take over Saban's spot.
And then because I was thinking, like, is this like his end all be all, like Auburn take over the state and then eventually take over after Nick Saban, or is this him?
You can win a national title at Auburn.
Get it bigger.
You can win a national title at Auburn, and the goal as a coach is to get to a program where you can win a national title. Lane's not there yet, so he will be there in about a month when he takes $77 million to become Auburn's head coach. Thank you very much. 888 still 22. Rank these creeds: Bratton, the band, the movie. They're all good. They're all good. All creeds are good. The Apostles' Creed, they're all good.
Creed Aventus.
Don't know what that is. Not a nerd.
It's a cologne.
Not a nerd. Not a nerd. What was in that bag? What percent chance do you give to Deion to Auburn? 0. 0.0. This is not an LSU shirt. This is a Fred's Baton Rouge shirt. Fred's Baton Rouge, by the way, is a bar, and their saying is something like, "We're the place to fuck," or "the fucking starts here." What was it? We do the fucking. Imagine a college bar and the saying is, "We do the fucking." Like, he knows his audience. He knows his audience. Timothy Montgomery says, "This show blows." Bye. Goodbye, Timothy. Hope you do well in life. 888 Stool 22. This guy's name is the Cajun Sensation. That'll get you through this show 100% of the time. Hello, Cajun Sensation.
Hey, what's happening, Brandon? That is an LSU shirt, bro. It's purple and gold. It's Baton Rouge's Fred.
I'm sorry, but this is Fred's in Baton Rouge logo. Okay, so it's not my fault. Fred's has the same colors as LSU.
Okay. Well, if I get a Bulldog Deli shirt and whatever color state.
First of all, Bulldog Deli hasn't existed for 15 years.
Okay, but that'd still be a Mississippi State shirt, but we'll call it an LSU shirt. I like it. You look great in it. It brings out your eyes, man.
Continue.
Look, man, I want to find the dumb motherfuckers that are who's taking Bama minus 13.5. Like, who thinks objectively that that's going to happen? I know Bama fans who would not take that bet.
Hello, Cajun Sensation. My name is Brandon Walker, and I am running to the window to take Bama minus 13.5.
No way, man. I mean, you're seriously the only person I've talked to. Saturday night, Tiger Stadium. Look,
I'm the best college football mind in America.
Dude, I think LSU wins, but if LSU loses, they're not going to get shit pumped by this Bama team. This Bama team is not a normal Bama team. They've got several chinks in their armor, and they're bringing their asses to Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night. Nobody's going to get shit pumped, and if somebody does, it's not going to be LSU.
LSU has alternated between being god-awful and being pretty good this year. They were pretty good against an overrated Ole Miss team. They were god-awful against Tennessee. I mean, they got their doors blown off. Now, what's the big difference in Alabama and Tennessee? Tell me that, because Alabama and Tennessee played a 52-49 game, which Alabama missed a 51-yard field goal in the last 10 seconds to win the game. If that goes through, they win. So if Tennessee can go down to Baton Rouge and win by 23 points, why can't Alabama? Furthermore, if LSU is so good, why is Alabama 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 trips to Tiger Stadium?
We're hitting the stride, bro. We're just hitting the stride.
You're not hitting the stride. You're playing worse teams.
But do you agree with me that this is not a typical Bama team?
You agree with me? This is not a typical LSU team?
This Bama team is not good. LSU is supposed to lose 5 games this year. And now look at LSU. We got top 10.
Is that supposed to help your case?
We're hitting a stride, B-Walk. You got the shirt on. Just rep it, dude. Just accept it, man.
Alabama has a loss. Alabama can't lose. Alabama's desperate, and Alabama has dominated Tiger Stadium over the last 10 years. Those are all true facts, and they're about to do it again.
That's the thing, Brandon. LSU doesn't have shit to lose, bro.
Have they had shit to lose when Alabama comes in there and defecates all over the stadium the last 10 times they've been there? What is it? What about this are you not hearing? Alabama destroys LSU in Baton Rouge. That's been a thing. It has been a thing for a decade.
Well, I mean, we've gone to Bryant's Denny and busted there.
And I'm playing at Bryant Denny this weekend.
Come on, you got the colors on, bro. I already know.
I'll take them off then.
Bama minus 13.5. You're not. Look at me in my eyes and tell me you're taking Bama minus 13.5. Show me the ticket.
Wearing the fucking colors. There we go.
Love you.
Now, the colors are off. Can I bet Alabama again? Did he leave? Only Brandon Walker can take off a 6 shirt and reveal a 6 shirt. Eight at 8, stool 22. What are we doing here? Gerald in New York, go.
Brandon Walker, my man.
Hello.
I have a question for you. Yep. Hey, I have a question. Does a straw have 1 hole or 2 holes?
It has 1 hole.
Scientifically, if it goes through a hole and comes out another hole, that's 2 holes. But
oh no, that's 1 hole. That's 1 hole.
Oh, 1 long hole.
1 long hole.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, are you hiring? You seem like a great guy to work for.
I'm not. I have Katie and TJ as my assistants. We have fun here.
Yeah, nice. That was my only question, man. I just wanted to check in with you.
Well, you asked 2 questions, though.
Oh, that is true. 1 or 2? Yeah. Oh, 2 questions, yeah.
All right, I'll see you.
Yep, have a good day.
All right. Brandon, best shortstop of the 80s? Ozzie Smith. What kind of question is that? Cole in Tampa, go.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing today?
Great.
So the reason why I called is I want to discuss that. I'm not sure we've had like a chaos type week yet, like where it's just full blown chaos. Do you think we could set ourselves up for that? I know that I already know that you're on Bama, but hypothetically, say Tennessee beats Georgia, the former national champ goes down. LSU beats Alabama, Notre Dame beats Clemson. Like, are there teams this week that are in those like look ahead spots to where that we could have full blown chaos in the top 25?
Yeah.
And also, do you remember when you said Miami was going to go 10-2? Because that's still the funniest thing you've ever said.
I do remember when I said that. And by the way, I don't know if you were listening early in the show, but I also said one of my favorite picks of the weekend is Miami money line to beat your overrated asses, because you sucked Mike Norvell's dick for a month when he went 4-0, and you haven't said a goddamn thing or called the show since the Fire Mike Norvell train got back on the tracks. So I look forward to.
I have been wallowing in self-pity.
I bet you have. So don't. No, Cole. You're one of my favorites. I like you. You've been a big time. But don't call and say, hey, remember when you did this? When you don't remember the fact that you were absolutely crowing when you were 4-0, and you ran like a scared little bitch when you went 5-4.
Mike Norvell, I want to fire the.
I will turn on my ride or dies. I am not a good person. Who's your favorite pro wrestler of all time? The Rock. The Rock and Macho Man Randy Savage. Blake in Ohio. Go.
Yeah, I would like to just thank that Michigan fan for being relevant for the first time in I don't know how many years. And secondly, I'd like to comment on Jim Harbaugh's comment about being born on third base.
Yeah.
Michigan. Be a little bit better than that. I mean, you're the winningest program in college football history. You're Michigan. You're all born on third base.
You saying be better than – oh, he hung up. Okay. Well, why should I talk about it if he didn't want to talk about it? He hung up. Brandon Allen Trammell has much better stats than Ozzie Smith. Who gives a shit? I say Ozzie Smith. Suck my nuts. Allen Trammell has better stats than Ozzie Smith. Dale Murphy has better stats than 3/4 of the people that made the fucking Hall of Fame from the 80s. Has better stats than Harold Baines. Yet Harold Baines is mediocre ass in the Hall of Fame. Dale Murphy's not. Sometimes I just like to talk a lot of sports. What's this guy's name? What's this guy I want to talk about? What's his name? Okay. Brian in Tampa, go. I have to put him on. Brian in Tampa, go.
B90X all day, babe. I'm just wanting to give you a quick I love you, Jack Mack, Casey, Katie, all y'all on Unnecessary Roughness.
Yeah.
The most egregious take that I hate Casey Smith for, candy corn. Come on.
Yeah. Listen.
I mean, can you talk to her about that?
I've tried to, and she's pregnant. How do you argue? How do you say food or candy's bad when you're pregnant? I don't understand it. And the internet's to blame. The internet does these things every 4 or 5 years where they just decide something's bad, and then everybody has to say it's bad. 10 years ago, we all decided Creed, the band, was bad. Nickelback was bad. They're not bad. They're fine. People decided Friends, the TV show, was bad, so we got to act like it was bad. No, it's not bad. People acted like Pam was a bad person in the office. She wasn't bad. And candy corn ain't bad either. Candy corn's delicious.
Yeah, Dan Mullen's bad. Billy Napier's bad. Everybody's bad until they're not.
And candy corn.
Smith's take on candy corn is egregious.
Egregious, sir. Egregious. You only have to eat it one month out of the year, or like twice out of the year. Nobody's asking you to have candy corn in July. Cold never bothered me anyway. Chris in Oregon, go.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
I'm so great.
Hey, sorry you had to deal with all these annoying Tennessee fans all week.
Yep.
Rough.
Okay.
Oregon's got to be rooting for Georgia to beat Tennessee, and is there a chance that Tennessee gets in over Oregon, even if they both have one loss?
I'm not sure it matters. Hold on. Let me think about this. Actually, yeah, Oregon needs Georgia to win this game. Oregon needs Georgia to win this game. They need Georgia to win the SEC, and they need Georgia to go to the playoff. And then they need a comparison. They need a comparison with one-loss Tennessee. I don't know if they would do very favorably in that, but I know if it came down to one-loss Georgia and one-loss Oregon, they'd be fucked. Oregon might not be in a great spot, but I do think – as of right now, people are underestimating the strength of a one-loss Pac-12 team. I think a one-loss Pac-12 team is very likely to get into the playoff. If it's Oregon, if it's USC, if it's UCLA, the strength of a one-loss team in the Pac-12 is better than undefeated Clemson in my eyes. That's how good it is. I don't think they jump an undefeated Clemson, but I don't think that's going to exist. One-loss Pac-12 team in the playoff might be my biggest take of the year. I might unleash that soon. I'm working on it. Katie just begging for likes. Katie Simps, get on it. Caden in Fort Worth, go.
Hey, Brandon. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Happy early weekend. I noticed here in some recent Barstool content that you're officially the king of the South, Brandon. It may not feel like that, but You're the last Southerner, real Southerner, I should say, that's going to be in New York City. You've run the Ole Miss fan out of town, and I just wanted to call and congratulate you before we head into the weekend on overcoming all the adversity that you've overcome. Dealt with a lot of bullshit, but you are officially the king of the South. I just wanted that on record before we headed into the weekend.
Okay, now thank you for that. Ben Mintz has announced he's moving back to New Orleans. He is ceding the New York area to me because I am the best person from the South here. I am the king. I am him. So he's going to go back and he's going to try to revamp things and hide in New Orleans and whatever. He's probably going to live in great weather and eat great food for the rest of his life. But I'm going to be up here in New York as the king of the South. And thank you very much for noticing that, Caden, because goddamn, there was a time when people called him the king of the South, and I was like, what? Do y'all watch him talk? Anyway, thanks. Got a little too real at the end. Okay. I like this shirt. And I don't think this shirt is LSU. I think it's Fred's of Baton Rouge. Yes, TJ? Yes. What?
It's an LSU shirt, brother.
Brandon, you not going to Chicago? Of course I'm going to Chicago. I'm mad at Jeff DeLow. Stool 22.
Speaking of Jeff DeLow, no show next Tuesday.
No show next Tuesday. I am needed for my show, The Dozen in NYC, Terminal 5. It's a 3-match event, an exhibition, not a tournament. It's an exhibition. 6 teams, 3 matches. I will steal the show, as I always do. And why you would ever put a live event on without Brandon Walker at The Dozen, I will never, ever fucking know.
I'll be doing a meet and greet.
Who gives a shit?
Before the show starts. Yeah, I'll be doing a Team The Baddies meet and greet with me.
You'll be representing the Baddies.
Yep, in uniform.
Is that team named after you? Where'd the Baddies come from?
Oh, Patty the Baddies.
I know that, dipshit.
You know, we were supposed to play in this event. I think we're against Dave's team originally.
In the New York event or the
yeah.
When's Patty fighting in the Garden? Or is that him or the girl?
Molly's fighting in the Garden next weekend, I think. 2 weeks? Next weekend? But Patty can't because he's training now.
Oh, Patty I need one call to finish us off here. Alex in West Point, you have about 30 seconds. Go.
Brandon, I just want to tell you, love your show. It was an awesome week. Monday's episode was fucking fantastic. Fuck Bambi, she's a bitch. Anyways, whatever. Hey, Hell State, go to hell, Ole Miss. I'm sitting here at the Sonic at the West Point right here. Fucking got me some tater tots and a number 3, baby.
Oh, I'm so goddamn jealous. He's in West Point, Mississippi, God's country. Thank you very much, Alex. Is that the Sonic? It's probably sitting on the cool side. I bet it's still light out down there. Oh. I might announce I'm moving home, too. God damn. TJ, what was in that bag?
Slaw bunnies.
Slaw bunnies? What? What'd you say? Yeah, slaw bunnies.
Slaw bunnies on my dick.
I gotta go. West Point probably has 1 stoplight. No, dipshit. We got 5. What an idiot! He thought West Point has 1 stoplight. We got 5. Fuck that guy. Bang, bang!
No November 11th, we are bringing the Barstool Invitational to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. That's right, the Captain of Philly is bringing our first college basketball tournament. We're doing it all. Halftime show, announcing, tickets, you name it, all us. Game 1, 5 p.m. It is UAB versus Toledo. Game 2, Mississippi State versus Akron. We're doing it all. You want a unique basketball experience? Buy your tickets today. They're cheap. Time of your life. Bang! Bye.